Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how you can import a Daz Studio character into Unreal Engine and convert it into a MetaHuman. So to begin with, you're going to have the DaztoUnreal Plugin. Now that is available on the GitHub site that is listed right in this address bar. I will leave the address in the description below. This is the one I've found that works the best as far as DaztoUnreal. If you just use the one that's on the Daz Studio website, that just won't work correctly. So what you do is you come to this site here and you go to the latest, and what you're going to want is DaztoUnreal Online Installer exe. So you click it and you download it. I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it again. And then download it to wherever you want it, and then when you double click on the executionable, you want to make sure instead of just double click and right click on it and choose run as administrator. Otherwise you'll get an error while you're using it. You have to run it as administrator for it to work properly. So once you get that installed, which will take several minutes, you can then go back to Unreal, and you're going to want to go to your plugins and install it. And of course you're going to need the MetaHuman Unreal Engine Toolkit also. So once you get both of those installed, and I'm not going to go through the process, if you understand what I'm doing you'll probably know how to install these. You'll go back to Daz Studio, and what we're going to do is, I already have a character set up here. Basically I just have the Genesis 8.1 female set up. Now you can choose whatever characters you may have. I mean, I do have characters. Let's see, there's a couple here, but I'm not going to use any of those. I'm just going to use the regular Daz 8.1 female. So you select her. You don't have to have hair because we're creating, what we're mostly concerned about is the head. Unreal Engine MetaHumans, they have their own bodies, so you just need to have the head, which gives it the unique identity. So we will go to File, and you should have an entry that says DaztoUnreal if you installed the plugin the correct way. You bring that up. I'm just going to name this Sally or something like that, I guess, just to have a name for it. And then I've got it pointing to the folder that I have up in Unreal Engine, Daz to MH, and then the content folder. Once you do that, hit accept, and it will do the export process into Daz Studio. And then you can close this if you want. You really don't need it anymore. So sometimes I'll just minimize it so I have it there. But now you just go through all the process of importing, which will take several minutes. Well, depending on how fast your computer is, but I will forward this quickly. Okay, so once everything is imported here, what I usually do is just go up and do a save all. just so I save the character the way it stands right now. So the next thing we have to do is we have to create a MetaHuman identity for this character. To do that, I usually just do it right in the folder where it's located, which is the easiest way for me. You can put it wherever you feel like putting it. Go to MetaHuman Animator, which you'll see when you right click, and then go to MetaHuman Identity. So this is what you use to create your MetaHuman from the Daz character. You can rename it if you want. I'm just going to leave it at this name for now. It will ask you to log in on your account. If you're not logged in, I was already logged in, so it just went right through it. So once you get to this point here, you're going to go up, create component, and you're going to use from mesh, and then you'll see your skeletal mesh right here. Just choose that, and again it will take a second or so, a couple of seconds or so to import this mesh. And once it is imported, we have to make an adjustment to it. A few adjustments actually, nothing particularly too complex. See, she's pointing in this direction, and we want her to be pointing face towards us. So what you do is just click on it, push E as in Edward on your keyboard, and you'll bring up your rotation widget and bring it over to 90 degrees. Okay, and then once you do that, you are going to pan in on the face. Okay, we just want the face is all we want showing here. I'm probably not that far, but okay, that's about it. That's fine right there. So once you have the face showing, then you're going to go to, just click on neutral pose just to make sure, and hit promote frame. Choose OK, and you'll see all this show up over here. It's just all the parts to your face is what it is. So now you notice that this one's lit up, and you'll notice how each one of these will light up as you finish a process. So now we're going to put the markers on the face, and all those are is they just outline the basic face parts like eyes, eyebrows, lips, you know, the little cheek creases and so on. You can adjust those if you want. I've found with Daz characters they're pretty good just the way they are, but it's up to you. So let's move on to the next move here, and that is to solve the identity, is what they call it, of the face. So you just click on that, and then that will run through that process depending on the speed of your computer. This could take anywhere from 10 seconds to a couple of minutes. So when you're done, you'll see that this one will light up over here, mesh to MetaHuman. Okay, but what we need to do first is choose the body type for the MetaHuman that you will create. And you can see these are the standard body types that they have. You know, you can go short, you can go tall, or in the middle. I'm just going to choose this one here, just the standard one. Now we can go up to here, and we can go to auto rig, and you want to choose the bottom one, skeletal mesh and full MetaHuman, and then you'll go through that process. And this process could take a few minutes, even on a fast computer, so we'll just give this time, and I'll move ahead if I have to. So once that's completed, you're going to see a pop-up that tells you that the MetaHuman DNA is now available to be used in Creator or in your content browser. So we can just hit OK. Usually what I'll do at this point is I will save the identity, and then you can just get rid of that part of it. So the last few steps here involve Quixel Bridge. So you go to Quixel Bridge, you open that up, and again it may ask you to log in if you're not logged in already. I am logged in. So I will go to MetaHumans, and then I'll go to My MetaHumans, and you will see this. And this is your new MetaHuman that you have to bring into the creator in order to complete the process. So what we will do is start the creator, and we're going to choose, you choose whatever version I should say that you have. I have 5.4 that I'm doing this with. So I'm going to launch the creator, and again this could take several minutes depending on how busy the server is. So I will go through this quickly so you don't have to wait. So once this is done, you will see your MetaHuman show up in your creator. And as you can see, the MetaHuman doesn't have much substance to it. It's just the basic head and figure. So what you're going to end up doing, of course, is editing this. And we got to add our skin and all that. The first thing I usually do is add the skin, and because you have to assign a texture in order for the skin to show up, and I'll just usually just choose a color and go with that. So you can, mess around with it. You can do whatever you want, whatever color you want. It's entirely up to you. I just choose a neutral color here, and that's fine with me. You can make all your adjustments like freckles, accents if you want it to be an older person or whatever. If you've used this creator before, you probably know all the process of it. The next thing I'm going to do is just add some hair. Now I am going to point out that with version 5.4 you're going to see that there's more hair for one, and all the ones that were set up as betas are no longer betas. They are now available for all LODs. So that's one good thing. So let's see what we got here. We'll try. Ooh, well, that's a little weird. Well, I haven't seen that happen. So we'll go with this one anyway. I don't know why the hair was sticking out all over the place. Let's see, I'll just use this color, or you can go to presets and choose whatever. Let's go with that color, that looks fine. Now you can go through everything like eyebrows, choose different eyebrow types, whatever you want. I mean, at this point the whole thing is, you can edit it any way you want. It's up to you. So we'll just go with that. That's fine. Eyelashes, again, same thing. You can make them thicker if you want them all thicker. You can do whatever. That's fine for me. Of course, she's not going to have a mustache or beard. Then you have your body proportions. I mean, I could make her, big if I want. And we'll see what she looks like. Take a second here. Or I can make her thin if I want. So we'll just take a quick look. And down here you have like your head scale. This is useful if you create one and you notice that when you come in the head looks a little bit off. in size and everything. So anyway, we'll go back to where we were, and that will be it. Okay. And again, tops, you can just throw a top on her if you want. I'm just going to throw just a little bit of this or that on her. I'll give her this. And shoes, we'll just usually set them up with these shower shoes, I call them. We'll just throw these on. That's good enough. Okay, so what we have here is, we'll just go to the idle, and we have a MetaHuman now. And the thing about MetaHumans is that they look so realistic. If you go down here and go to the body, you know, and the things that you see, I mean, the animations, it looks like a real human to me standing there. So once you do that, you can come up here, you can name it. It's not going to retain the name that you had unless you do that. If you rename that MetaHuman identity before you send it to the name you want, then it will show up here. I'm just going to put Sally, and that will be that. We go back to MetaHumans here, and we will see that Sally is now one of our MetaHumans. Okay, and it's that easy. So we'll go back, we'll get out of this, and when you come back to your Quixel bridge, you'll see that your MetaHuman is there. You can take her and download her, add her to your project. Also, once you've done this, if you go back to content, once you import her into your project, then you'll have a MetaHuman folder and a Sally folder inside of it. But that's after you import her into your project. So that's the way that you do that. I hope that you got something out of this video, and if you did, give me a like, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you again the next time.